Here I have a simple .NET Core console application. I keep all services that interact with currencies under the project My App Service. There I have a few files. One to maintain the data structures for the currencies like currency name, another one to define how interfaces going to look like for currency service, and finally the actual implementation of iCurrency service. If you are new to programming, these are all pretty basic .NET programming stuff. Let's start creating the data structure to store the currency related information. To do that, I just provide a comment that describes my intention and wait or press the trigger shortcut keys to request a suggestion from Amazon Q. You can easily iterate through multiple suggestions using the shortcut keys if you like. I like this code fragment and I accept it using the shortcut keys. Let's do a few modifications to suit my exact requirement. This is why we need a human programmer in the middle. My code looks great now. Let's now define the interface for my currency service. Note that when you provide your intention using a comment, Amazon Q knows the context you are in and will provide a suitable suggestion. Like before, you can request for more suggestions and select the one that you like. You can also keep using your existing IntelliSense features of your IDE like quick fixes and refactoring. You can be more specific and ask for different suggestions. For example, imagine you don't like asynchronous interfaces with multi-threading, but you need a simple synchronous methods. Just send the code fragment to Amazon Q and make your request, and your wish will be granted. Notice how generated code now uses synchronous methods instead of asynchronous methods. Let's now implement the iCurrency service. I'm going to use a mix of Amazon Q suggestions and VS Code IntelliSense to get the initial body of the code. Let's say we want to get all currencies from Microsoft SQL Server. Despite requesting suggestions to get all currencies from Microsoft SQL Server, or for some reason, Amazon Q is not coming up with the suggestion. This is because Amazon Q does not have enough context to decide which libraries to use. Let's ask Amazon Q what libraries I can use to interact with Microsoft SQL Server. It turned out I can use Microsoft.data.sql client library. Let's ask how to add it using .NET CLI. With all the suggestions, I'm now equipped to use SQL client library. Let's now run the CLI command to add the library. If you now add the namespaces of the library and ask for a suggestion, Amazon Q has more context to provide the right recommendation. Notice how Amazon Q gives you the recommendation to create a connection to SQL Server. If you keep asking for suggestions, it can complete the entire body of get all currencies function. Imagine I don't like to have the connection string hard-coded in my function body. Let's move it to a private property and accept it as a parameter in my construction function. After this refactoring, I want any future code generated to use the existing connection string variable. Let's now go to get all currencies and generate the same function body and see whether Amazon Q can detect the existing private connection string variable and use it in its code generation. As you can observe, it correctly identifies the existing connection string and generates the code to use the existing variable. sky is the limit for transformation you can do. For example, let's say you want to introduce pagination to this code. Just ask Amazon Q and it will create a paginated related function. As you can see, the newly generated function has pagination capability. Alternatively, you can ask Amazon Q to transform the code to PostgreSQL equivalent. Observe how the libraries are changed to famous MPG SQL and the queries changed to suit the PostgreSQL PL/PG/SQL dialect. It also smartly transformed the code body to work with the new library.